Tonight we are entering one group from the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Four countries, four flags, four different cultures, and four different football stories meeting in the same group. In this video, we will travel calmly through the countries of this group. We will not only look at the teams, we will look at the countries behind them, their cities, their food, their traditions, their famous places, their football history, and the important players who will carry their hopes onto the pitch. Because in the World Cup, every match is more than a score. Every country arrives with memory, identity, culture, and millions of people watching from home. So take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin our quiet journey through this World Cup group. Argentina is a country in South America, a place of wide landscapes, emotional cities, mountains, waterfalls, football streets, tango music, and one of the most passionate football cultures on earth. Its capital is Buenos Aires, a city of cafes, old neighborhoods, theaters, stadiums, late nights, and constant movement. But Argentina is also known through Patagonia, with its dramatic mountains and glaciers, Iguazu Falls with its powerful water, Mendoza with its wine country, Bariloche with lakes and alpine beauty, and the Andes rising along the western edge of the country. To understand Argentina, you have to imagine more than stadiums. You have to imagine asado cooked slowly over fire, empanadas, choripan before a match, milanesa, dulce de leche, and mate shared between friends, families, and strangers. You have to imagine street corners where children play football, old tango halls, crowded cafes, painted walls, flags hanging from balconies, and voices that become louder when football begins. Argentina feels like a country of emotion. It carries beauty, melancholy, pride, music, literature, food, politics, and football all mixed together. It can be elegant and chaotic, nostalgic and explosive, calm for a moment and then completely alive. Few countries feel football as deeply as Argentina. This is the culture Argentina brings to the World Cup. Football in Argentina is not only a sport, it is language, identity, memory, and feeling. The national team is known as La Albiceleste because of the sky blue and white shirt. That shirt carries pressure, dreams, songs, and generations of heroes. Argentina has one of the richest World Cup histories in football. It won the tournament in 1978, again in 1986, and then lifted the trophy in 2022 after one of the most emotional campaigns the sport has ever seen. The country also carries the memory of Diego Maradona, whose 1986 World Cup became part of football mythology. And then came Lionel Messi, who turned years of expectation into joy by leading Argentina to glory in Qatar. Argentina also remembers names like Mario Kempes, Gabriel Batistuta, Juan Roman Riquelme, Javier Mascherano, Ángel Di Maria, Sergio Agüero, and many others who shaped the emotional history of the national team. And now, in 2026, Argentina arrives as the defending champion. Lionel Messi remains the symbol, the captain, and the emotional center of the story. Julian Alvarez brings pressing, movement, and goals. Lautaro Martinez gives the attack power and finishing. Emiliano Martinez brings personality, confidence, and unforgettable goalkeeper moments. Rodrigo de Paul carries intensity and loyalty in midfield, while Alexis Mac Allister and Enzo Fernandez bring passing, control, and modern balance. Christian Romero gives the defense aggression and authority. There are also younger names adding new life, because Argentina is not only protecting the past, it is trying to extend a winning era into another tournament. In 2026, Argentina arrives with expectation, pressure, and a special kind of confidence. Everyone knows the shirt, everyone knows the songs, everyone knows the memory of Maradona and Messi, but the challenge is still enormous to defend a title in a tournament where every country wants to beat the champion. So when Argentina steps onto the pitch, remember this. You are not only watching 11 players, you are watching asado, mate, tango, street football, Patagonia, Buenos Aires, emotional fans, Maradona's memory, Messi's legacy, and La Albiceleste, carrying one of football's deepest stories onto the world stage. And now we move to another story from this group, a different flag, a different culture, a different football rhythm, another country, carrying its own history, its own flavors, its own places, and its own dream. Let's continue. Austria is a country in Central Europe, a place of mountains, music, classical architecture, old imperial cities, quiet lakes, winter landscapes, and disciplined football tradition. Its capital is Vienna, a city of palaces, cafes, concert halls, museums, and elegant streets shaped by centuries of history. But Austria is also known through Salzburg, the city of Mozart and old Baroque beauty, Innsbruck in the mountains, Hallstatt beside the lake, Schönbrunn Palace, and the Austrian Alps, where snow, forest, villages, and peaks create one of Europe's most famous landscapes. To understand Austria, you have to imagine more than stadiums. You have to imagine Wiener Schnitzel, apple strudel, Sachertorte, goulash, and Viennese coffee served slowly in historic cafes. You have to imagine classical music, mountain air, church bells, old train stations, alpine towns, snowy slopes, and a culture where elegance and discipline often live side by side. Austria feels like a country of structure and beauty. It carries the memory of empire, the sound of Mozart and Strauss, the calm of mountain villages, the order of Central Europe, and a deep connection to art, winter, and tradition. It is not a country that always needs to shout. Its strength often feels controlled, measured, and precise. This is the culture Austria brings to the World Cup. Football in Austria is organized, disciplined, intense, and increasingly modern. The national team is known for structure, pressing, teamwork, and a Central European football mind shaped by tactical detail. In recent years, Austria has developed a sharper identity, aggressive without being careless, physical without losing technique, and brave enough to press stronger opponents. Austria has World Cup history, but its modern return carries special emotion. The country's best World Cup finish came in 1954 when Austria finished third. But before 2026, Austria had not appeared at a World Cup since 1998. That makes this tournament feel like a return after a long silence. And now, in 2026, there are important names carrying the story forward. David Alaba is the captain and one of the symbols of Austrian football, a player with experience, leadership, and calm quality. Marko Arnautovic brings personality, strength, goals, and years of national team memory. Marcel Sabitzer gives the midfield creativity, intensity, and powerful shooting. Konrad Leimer brings energy, pressing, and versatility. Nicholas Seiwald adds balance and discipline in midfield, while Romano Schmid brings creativity between the lines. Patrick Wimmer gives attacking movement and directness. Paul Warner represents a young technical future, and Dejan Ljubicic adds depth after a late call-up. Austria also remembers older names like Matthias Sindelar, Ernst Happel, Hans Krankel, Tony Polster, and Andreas Herzog, players connected to different eras of Austrian football history. Under coach Ralf Rangnick, Austria arrives with a clear identity. The team is built to press, recover the ball quickly, attack with purpose, and stay connected as a unit. It is not only about individual stars, it is about the collective rhythm. In 2026, Austria arrives with discipline, belief, and the feeling of a country returning to a stage it has missed for too long. So when Austria steps onto the pitch, remember this. You are not only watching 11 players, you are watching alpine mountains, Viennese cafes, classical music, old palaces, apple strudel, Central European discipline, a 28-year World Cup wait, and Austria trying to make its return unforgettable. And now we move to another story from this group. A different flag, a different culture, a different football rhythm, another country, carrying its own history, its own flavors, its own places, and its own dream. Let's continue. Algeria is a country in North Africa, a place where Mediterranean cities, desert landscapes, mountains, ancient ruins, music, food, and football pride all meet inside one powerful national identity. Its capital is Algiers, a city of white buildings, sea air, old streets, hills, and history looking out toward the Mediterranean. But Algeria is also known through Oran, with its music and coastal energy, Constantine with its bridges and cliffs, Timgad with its Roman ruins, the Sahara Desert, and Tassili N'Ajjer, where rock art and desert silence carry the memory of ancient worlds. To understand Algeria, you have to imagine more than stadiums. You have to imagine couscous served with vegetables and meat, chorba with warm spice, rechta, shakshuka, makrud with dates and semolina, and mint tea shared slowly. You have to imagine markets, old Kasbah streets, Mediterranean balconies, desert roads, music at night, and families gathering around food, stories, and football. Algeria feels like a country of strength and memory. It carries Arab, Amazigh, Mediterranean, African, and Islamic influences. It also carries a deep history of resistance, independence, pride, and identity. The sea gives Algeria movement, the Sahara gives it scale, the cities give it rhythm, and football gives it a voice that can travel everywhere. This is the culture Algeria brings to the World Cup. Football in Algeria is intense, emotional, and proud. The national team is known as the Desert Foxes, a name that suggests intelligence, speed, survival, and sharp movement across difficult terrain. When Algeria plays, the green, white, and red shirt carries more than tactics. It carries national emotion. Algeria has important World Cup memories. In 1982, it shocked West Germany, one of the most famous results in its football history. In 2014, Algeria reached the round of 16 and pushed Germany into extra time, showing courage, organization, and belief against the team that would become world champion. And now, in 2026, Algeria returns to the World Cup with talent and ambition. Riyad Mahrez remains the captain and creative symbol, a player known for left-footed elegance, calm control, and experience at the highest level. Mohamed Amoura brings speed, directness, and attacking danger. Amine Gouiri adds movement and technical quality in the forward line. Houssem Aouar gives midfield creativity and passing. Ryan Ait-Nouri brings energy and modern fullback quality. Rami Bensebaini adds defensive experience, while Nabil Bentaleb brings strength and balance in midfield. Ibrahim Maza represents the younger generation, carrying confidence and excitement for the future. Algeria also remembers legends like Rabah Madjer, Lakhdar Baloumi, Salah Assad, and Majid Bouguera, players connected to famous moments and national pride. In 2026, Algeria arrives with a fierce identity. It is not only trying to participate, it is trying to turn talent into results and pride into progress. So when Algeria steps onto the pitch, remember this. You are not only watching 11 players, you are watching couscous, mint tea, Mediterranean cities, Sahara silence, ancient ruins, North African pride, fierce supporters, and the desert foxes carrying Algeria's football soul onto the world stage. And now we move to another story from this group. A different flag, a different culture, a different football rhythm, another country, carrying its own history, its own flavors, its own places, and its own dream. Let's continue. Jordan is a country in the Middle East, a place of desert beauty, ancient history, warm hospitality, sacred landscapes, and a first World Cup appearance filled with national pride. Its capital is Amman, a city of hills, cafes, markets, Roman ruins, and modern Jordanian life. But Jordan is also known through Petra, the ancient rose-colored city carved into rock, Wadi Rum with its red desert and dramatic cliffs, the Dead Sea with its still water and salt, Jerash with its Roman streets, and Aqaba on the Red Sea, where desert meets coastline. To understand Jordan, you have to imagine more than stadiums. You have to imagine mansaf, the national dish, served with lamb, rice, and jamid. You have to imagine falafel, hummus, makluba, turned upside down onto a shared table, nefeh with its sweet cheese and syrup, and Arabic coffee offered with respect. You have to imagine desert camps, old stone cities, family meals, warm greetings, and a culture where hospitality is part of daily life. Jordan feels like a country of welcome and memory. It carries Bedouin traditions, Arab identity, Islamic history, Christian heritage, ancient trade routes, and landscapes that feel almost cinematic. The desert is not empty here. It is full of stories, silence, stars, and history. This is the culture Jordan brings to the World Cup. Football in Jordan is emotional, hard-working, and growing quickly. The national team is often called Al-Nashama, a name connected to courage, honor, and noble character. When Jordan plays, it carries a country that has waited many years to see its flag on the World Cup stage. The 2026 World Cup is historic because it is Jordan's first appearance in the tournament. For Jordanian fans, this is not just qualification, it is a national milestone. It is the moment when a team that had been building quietly, step by step, finally arrived in front of the whole world. Jordan's recent football rise has been powerful. The team reached the final of the 2023 Asian Cup, showing courage, organization, and attacking quality. That run helped change how many people saw Jordanian football. It proved that Jordan was not only a passionate team but a serious one. And now, in 2026, there are important names carrying the story forward. Musa Al-Tamari is the star and attacking leader, a winger known for speed, dribbling, confidence, and the ability to create danger from wide areas. Ali Olwan brings movement and goal threat in attack. Yazid Abu Layla gives experience in goal. Yazan Al-Arab brings leadership and strength in defense. Nizar Al-Rashdan adds balance and midfield control, while Noor Al-Rawabde gives structure and work rate. Ehsan Haddad brings experience on the right side, and Ibrahim Sabra represents another attacking option for the future. Under coach Jamal Salami, Jordan arrives with belief, but also with a difficult challenge. The group is strong, and every match will demand discipline, courage, and calm. But that is part of the beauty of a debut. There is pressure, but there is also freedom. There is no long World Cup history to protect. There is only a new story to write. So when Jordan steps onto the pitch, remember this. You are not only watching 11 players, you are watching Petra, Wadi Rum, Mansaf, Arabic coffee, desert stars, warm hospitality, ancient history, national pride, and Al Nashama carrying Jordan's first World Cup dream onto the world stage. And that was one group from the 2026 FIFA World Cup. 4 countries, each carrying something different, different languages, different foods, different songs, different histories, different football dreams. This is what makes the World Cup beautiful. It is not only about who wins, it is about how the world gathers in one tournament. A flag becomes more than a flag, a team becomes more than 11 players, and a match becomes more than 90 minutes. Now, when you see these countries on the World Cup screen, they will not feel like simple names in a group. They will feel like places, like people, like cultures, like stories. And tonight you learned one more part of the World Cup.